Alright, so the secret agent units are coming out in about a day's time when I'm posting this. They come out the morning of the 30th for everyone after maintenance is done. Alright. Season 10 seems to be a pretty decent season, but this season is going to be more so characterized by the units. Alright. Now, one thing I do want to say is that yes, there is actual content coming out either in season 11 or 12 on global. We're going to get 2 full PvE game modes. Maybe they're going to separate it 1 per update. As we are going to be getting a tower game mode, infinite tower game mode with infinite stages, and a daily boss battle that has different boost units that requires you to nuke to get coins for an exchange shop. So I think both of those are going to be good because it rotates the bosses every single day, I think, the daily boss battle. So in terms of content, we are kind of starting to get more. Obviously, real-time arena is being built up. But for right now, we get to focus on the units. And those 2 units for Season 10, at least confirmed, are going to be Secret Agent Zora and Vanessa. Now, I do kind of just want to watch this because, bro, come on. This shit is actually so sick. It's so sick. Now, I don't know how loud it's going to be, but we'll put it pretty loud. Okay? Like, I don't know, just this whole style, the music. Now, I don't know what happened to his voice here, though. I don't know what this is, but, like, you could hear, like, a filter, I think. Very weird. Very weird. Because then it goes... It still continues. It's a bit weird. But then here it's gone. So I don't really know what happened there. And then we get to Vanessa, right? Vanessa, the GOAT. The GOAT, right? We already know. We already know. But no, this trailer to me, really sick. Really sick. And then this, insane intro. Insane intro. And then amazing ultimate too. But fire. Fire. Absolutely fire. So now we get to go over their banner. Alright, so obviously it's going to be both of them on one singular banner. That's like one main thing. Zora and Vanessa are both dark type units, and they are the first dark type units that we are getting on global, and just the first dark type units in general. So we're going to talk about their full kits, and then we're going to give a should you summon and how much investment. All right, I will be doing a separate video on who you should choose, but in my opinion, it is pretty obvious being Vanessa. But I was asked to make the type of video of like who you should choose, and I mean, it's better for me to at least have it. All right, I want it to be out there. And sure, should you summon is pretty similar, but I know some people will not watch this video and still wonder who they should choose, even if, in my opinion, it is pretty clear. So let's start with Zora. He is a dark attacker, and one of the things I do want to say is that he is not as crazy as I'd say was on Pride Win at the moment. So this was the early tier list. This was before a lot of things in the meta became solidified. And I would say Zora right now is an S tier DPS. I would move Yuno up to S plus, right? Because the top 3 DPSs really is Magna, Yuno, and Julius right now. But Zora is still very good. Okay, I want to explain that right now. Zora is still very good, but he does not really work against Yuno. He can work against Magna though. Okay, he can work against Magna, but let's talk about what exactly Zora does. Every single one of his skills gives a increased favor damage. So basically what he's meant to do is basically destroy light units. And this might honestly gain even more value over time because his damage is staying very competitive against light units. And he is able to kill light DPS, light units like Valkyrie Noelle through 90% damage reduction, okay? The main thing is, though, there's only 2 light units, but Finral should be coming out 2 weeks after Zora, so keep that in mind, right? Now, even on the skill 2, 30% increased favor, and then on the alt, 50%. So remember, he's type disadvantage to red, green, and blue, but type advantage to light, which means he is supposed to be hyper-focused on literally just light units. Now, his skill 1 actually gives 7 SP, so you're basically able to re-get your ultimate right away the next turn, which is absolutely pretty... It's cool. It's very cool. Definitely, I mean, maybe I would have even rathered instead of getting the ult again to get skill 2 cooldown lower, but honestly, this SP buff even works well because of his amazing combo, which we're about to talk about. Now, the skill 2 gives protection with the favor damage. Now, protection for 2 turns is going to go very well with this skill page, but Zora needs a lot of investment. That's one thing I do want to kind of put out there, but we're going to get into the skill page a bit later. Now, you do need the skill page at least once, because this skill page ends up giving you invulnerability for 1 turn when you use the skill 2. Which basically, he needs it, right? He's a dark unit, so, I mean, he needs it. He needs it. Alright, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This is going to be very good, alright? and it's what allows him to stay alive. Okay, so definitely you do need this invulnerability, and even if you have like the protection is still useful even for the 1 turn of invulnerability. Reason being, it stops any debuffs, stuns, etc. mainly for Magna. That's what I mean. This protection makes it so Magna cannot really do much. So that's kind of what I wanted to kind of mention. Now the ult is pretty simple, but it has a 50% damage increase on an already the highest multiplier, I think just period, point blank. Is it 265? I believe it is 265. And if we go before, the highest was like Kiado's multiplier. Oh, it's the same. No, it's not. Kiado's is 245. So yeah, Zora has the highest multiplier, which is already, we understand how good that is. But then he gets a 50% damage increase on top of already being type advantage for light units, which is why he does so much to light units. Okay, and sure, you might say like, oh, but that's like, it's okay. But you also got to consider the light units. What? They're both S+, and then Fenrir's for sure going to be S+. So these units are ran all the time, which is why Zora is so good. Now, his combo might not seem crazy, but then you put it with Noelle's skill page, if you did get Noelle's skill page, and it's fucking incredible. Reason being, or just in general, this counterattack actually does damage, okay? Over time, 2-turn counterattack on you and the partnered mage, usually Zora is with Noelle, keep that in mind. Usually Zora is with Noelle. So you put this on Zora, you put this on Noelle, whenever they're attacked, they counter. Now with Noelle, every time she attacks when Spear is present, which is the buff she gets when she's hit, there's a 50 up to 100% chance to taunt. And that counts for counterattacks. So every time Noelle is going to counterattack via this buff, Noelle is actually going to get an increased, or is going to taunt 2 people at max dupe. So yeah, definitely very good. Okay, I just want to explain that. This counterattack actually is pretty nice. Now we get into the passives. If he is on a rainbow team where every single unit has a different type, he gets taunt immunity and invulnerability for 1 turn. Now this taunt immunity is actually pretty good in cases where you speed Zora up, because then you could choose who you want to kill right before any damage reduction or big damage reduction is applied. Now the invulnerability also lets you play either, okay, basically how this is, this taunt immunity is to allow you to play quick. This invulnerability is to allow you to play slow. So I want to kind of make that clear. Now, his dupes is kind of something he needs for his damage to really get crazy. Basically, he has an 80% built-in damage increase for each surviving enemy. So at the beginning of the battle, technically he has an 80% damage increase. Now, every time someone dies on your team, he gets a 40% damage increase. So if he's like last man standing versus a cleave, he's going to have an 80% if the whole enemy team is alive, 80% plus 120. So a 200% damage increase, which is absolutely insane. Okay, basically tripling your damage, because 200%, like technically 100% is double, so 200% triple, I think. Math, you guys, if you guys know the math, just let me know. But 200% damage increase is insane. Now, one thing to mention, he's at 103 speed. If he was higher, I'd say it would be a bit better. But to be fair, they want you to play a bit slow with the invulnerability in mind, okay? So that's kind of all that. Now, stats wise, I mean, you kind of have to go for attack. So this is something that I kind of want to make very clear, is that if you're running him a magic attack, he's going to be significantly worse. Okay, significantly worse. And I'm saying this from experience because you want to use him with William, but then William's only going to really benefit him if he's on an attack build. All right, so you can see here, I fully built my attack set, right? So it took a lot of time and a lot of money, because on JP you could actually buy a lot of this stuff, but it was worth it, right? Now, one thing is, you're gonna have to build an attack set soon, and I'm gonna make a video on this, but definitely something to keep in mind. Now, with the skill page though, is when it gets even crazier, because when protection is on self, there's a 55 up to 100% chance to get a 40 to 60% damage increase. So this skill page does need to be max duped in my opinion, or at least highly duped, because this damage increase is apparent and is going to be needed. Now, just to see, okay, so you do need to max dupe it to get the guaranteed chance, which kind of sucks. Okay, it kind of sucks. Now, you don't need to technically max dupe it, but 55% to me is not enough, so at least get it up to 70, I think. Like 70 bare minimum. Now, this is if you want to build Zora. If, in my opinion, Zora, to me, is a bit too high investment. Because you need about, I would say 2 dupes is the minimum, because if not, you're losing out on 80% damage. Like, the max dupe, I don't think is a necessity, okay? Now, the dupe stats are nice, okay? The dupe stats are nice. Like, you get 10% crit res. No, the 10% crit res sucks. Defense and crit res on him sucks because most of the time he's invulnerable. They should have had like speed or other attack stats. But having 23% crit damage is insane. If it was crit rate, that would have been insane. Because obviously he has lower crit rate as he is a dark attacker, being it where against other RGB colors, he doesn't do as much. But I guess the way they wanted to do it with the crit damage is that since he's going to have higher crit rate against light units, at least let him do way more damage if he does crit against the light unit, right? So that's kind of it. So Zora, very high investment if you want to use him, and you need an attack set. So my recommendation is going to be for Zora, maybe just skip him for now. Maybe wait for his rerun if you really want him, because he should be good in the future in consideration that you're using him to counter. And the other thing is that I kind of want people to realize is, oh wait, let me go to the news Twitter. I don't know where it was going. Is that Black Divider is coming out in a month. And he is a dark attacker, okay? So for people who like Black Divider and are going to get him, he should be coming out in a month. So I don't know. But Zora and Black Divider are going to be the same role and same color. So keep that in mind. Now, I would say refrain from summoning until we get Black Divider's info. Like, just to see how he works, really. But I still believe that Black Divider is just going to be a better Zora. But it also depends on how survivable Black Divider is. Now, let's go on to Vanessa. We don't really have her kit here. Obviously, I have my video on her that I made that I would recommend you guys checking out. But we do have her full kit, and I'm going to go to the Discord instead. Actually, you know, we'll do this on Twitter. I do want to say, though, there is one correction where this is supposed to be 2 turns and not 1 turn, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, we're gonna go on the actual tweet so that we could have it. Oh, I keep on, my bad. Let me go to posts, please. Thank you. So let's start off. Vanessa's a dark chaos debuffer, okay? Her being dark is because if she wasn't, she'd be too strong. All right, that's basically it. I wish I was lying, but she needs to be type disadvantage because or else she's going to have too easy of a time of living. And we cannot have that because she's actually like too toxic if you let her live. All right, that's the main thing. Now, as of right now, Vanessa seems to be a very low investment unit where you don't even need to max dupe her skill page. You just need to get the skill page once and then her kit is fine. Now, I don't really have like screenshots or like anything of it, but the Peace Shop, I really, where would I even see it, bro? I'm trying to think in what video I would see it, and maybe in the stream, maybe in my first ever stream of Global, I would see it. And the reason is because the seasonals were out, but it's just where, bro? It's because I really want to try and show the exchange shop. Let me pause and try and find it. Bless. So I was actually able to get it very shortly, but you could see that the time limited, what they call, I'm pretty sure the Peace Shop, where you're able to buy the skill page, is still going to be coming, or should be coming out for Vanessa and Zora. So what I say is that you kind of need to save the dupes that you're not actually using for your main units to buy these skill pages for times when you don't really want to summon or you don't get lucky, right? And Vanessa is definitely a situation like that, and I just kind of want to make that clear. So Skill 1 inflicts an SP -3 debuff on an enemy. Now that's insane because turn 1 you could put this on Spirit Dive Yuno and he won't be able to get his ult unless Valkyrie Noelle uses her skill 2. Okay, if Valkyrie Noelle uses her skill 2, then Yuno's still gonna get the 3 SP. But if not, there are cases where this SP will stop Yuno from ulting and therefore stop Yuno from getting his invulnerability and therefore being a free kill. So skill 1 wise, it has some uses turn 1, and when a skill 1 has uses turn 1, that's when you know the unit is insane. Skill 2, it inflicts silence on an enemy for 2 turns, which for Vanessa, as hint, she has protection, is going to be good because we've got the 2 best DPSs in the game right now. Well, 2 of the best, because I don't know how it would rank a Magna with these 2, having a skill 2 AoE, right? So she stops her 2 biggest oppositions with this silence skill 2. Now, with the skill page added, it also puts a 60% mobility reduced debuff on the enemy, which these 2 together is absolutely insane because it's going to technically allow Vanessa to not really be targeted for even longer because 1, you stop the silence for 2 turns, you stop the skill 2 for 2 turns, and 2, it's going to be an even longer wait for the silence to get rid of because you just reduced the mobility by 60%. Now, keep in mind, Vanessa should be at 112 speed because she has the exact same base stats. We only know her base stats. She has the exact same base stats as Zora, and Zora's at 112 speed also. She has the same defense, same HP, same magic attack, same attack. So, just wanted to kind of put that out there. Now, The ultimate has mobility, depletion, disarm, and protection. I'm gonna pull up the Twitter so you could see the exact info on it, but this is it. So basically, it puts. Oh, actually, it doesn't. Why? Oh, right. It was in my video. Let me open the video. It's gonna be a lot easier if I could show you this. So basically, it puts it depletes their mobility to 0, so 100% mobility depletion, and then it has level 5 disarm, which reduces the damage that the DPS does by 42%. 42%. All right. That is a lot, especially if you have 90% damage reduction. In some teams, basically, if you're running like for Charlotte, for example, season 5 Charlotte, ceremony Charlotte, then basically you're gonna be at 90% capped out damage reduction on your side, and then you're reducing their damage, so it's like they're gonna do nothing. They're gonna do absolutely nothing. And then 2 turn protection, not 1 turn. 2 turn protection. This is wrong. It is 2 turns. 2. Okay, 2. All right. Do I need to say it again? Do I need to say it again? Let me show you guys one last time. All right. 2 turn. 2 turn. 2 turn. All right. 2 turns. Unless they're wrong. Unless it is 1 turn, it's 2 turns. All right. Basically, they just, I guess the private server had wrong info, which is why it said 1 turn, but it is 2 turns. So just this base kit is good. She already has, actually no, we forgot the combo. The combo gives 50% mobility reduction. This is insane. You put this turn 1 with Valkyrie and well, first of all, Vanessa won't be able to be hit. Okay, first of all, that's the first thing. She won't, well, sorry, she could be hit. She won't take damage. Insane. First of all, insane. And then she reduces the mobility of 50% of whoever she hits. Hello? Like what? 50% mobility reduction on a combo is insane. Sometimes you see that Lotus combo completely destroy, and that's only a 10% mobility lower, I'm pretty sure. Is it? Is it 10? 20, my bad, 20. And Vanessa's is 50. It's 50, bro. So, yeah, this combo is really good. She has triple mobility lower, right? So, to me, like, it just screams, like, toxic, right? This is going to be very good. Now, it is all single target. Keep it in mind. Skill 2, single target. Ultimate, single target. Combo, single target. Skill 1, single target. But still, even just single target, it's insane. And then she starts getting crazy. Her unique passive, if it's a rainbow team, like Zora, which kind of confirms to me that most dark units, besides Fests, I think Fests are the exception. We'll have to see with Black Divider very soon. But most dark units are going to be getting the rainbow passive, where basically it's going to give you a massive buff. And for Vanessa, it's the best single thing in the game, inflicting AoE, total silence. This is putting total silence, stopping the skill 2 and the ultimate turn 1 on everyone. There's one unit in the game that counters this, being Spirit Dive Uno. So Spirit Dive Uno stonks technically went up a bit, but not by much, because he removes any silence for the first time, right? Once. And the only other thing that really counters it, is this skill page. Because it has an 80% chance at max Dupe to remove total silence and silence. The thing is, this could only be used on very few units. And by very few units, I mean basically only support units, if we really think about it, because he needs a skill page, probably needs skill page. William could use it, Ghost could use it, Charlotte can use it. Mimosa, I'd say her skill page is pretty necessary. So it's really only Charlotte, Ghost, William, maybe Lotus, I guess. Lotus could probably use it. No, you need a skill page. Funeral could use it, I guess. Like, it's not many units. Witch Queen maybe could use it. Maybe. Big maybe, right? But actually, no. Witch Queen can use it. Witch Queen can definitely use it. So, yeah, no. There's units that could use it, but not many, right? And first of all, you have to also consider it's not a guaranteed silence removal. So, yeah, this total silence, absolutely insane. Now, this is where, to me, a lot of people are very confused by this, and I want to kind of explain something. So basically, she puts insane, like 10 out of 10 toxic debuffs when we reach 30 battle turns. So it says without dying, by the way. So if she gets rezzed, it doesn't count. So Mimosa doesn't have the same amount of usability. I didn't even see that. Huh. That actually makes a lot of sense, because I was confused, like, if you get to, like, if you're at, like, battle turn 35 and then you get rezzed, but no, it doesn't work. So that makes a lot of sense. Basically, Dupe 2, SP -8 if you reach 30 battle turns without dying. And then Dupe 5, increased damage taken by 80% on all enemies for 2 turns if you get to 30 battle turns. Now, this is nice, but we don't know in how many cases it's going to get reached. Now, one thing is for sure. Level 125 makes units so much better. Zora has 105k HP. Noelle, 138. Black Asta, 138. Way more defense. I have a pretty shitty defense build. Okay, lay off me. Veto, 180k HP, right? This is with a 4-piece build. Okay, no dupes. Charlotte, 185, right? Gray does not have the right gear set. Okay, so, you know, HP is a lot higher. Like 200, 300k HP, if you really want to, is doable. And Vanessa gets 50k HP from Transcendence. 50k, all right? 50k. So, to me, right, you're gonna sometimes reach 30 battle turns. Right now, it's possible to reach 50 battle turns, but it's gonna depend. To me, sometimes you will not be able to make use of this. So I would say, even just going for the LR plus 2 if you want is fine. Or nothing. If you don't want to, you don't really need to go much more. Now, the skill page 2, I don't even think you need to really invest into it. Why is it? Because it already has 50% baseline guaranteed application of reduced defense at 30 battle turns. And you only get 5% for each dupe. Is it 5? No, sorry, 6%. So to me, like, she doesn't need to get more than 1 skill page. You get 1 skill page, instant value on the skill 2, putting the mobility reduction, but you need the skill page, okay? So in terms of investment, all right, let's start off. We're going to do the should you summon now. We're going to start with investment needed, and then if you should actually summon or if it's a skip banner, okay? Let's start off number 1. All right, the banner schedule. Finral should be coming out in 2 weeks, and Finral should be absolutely toxic. He should be the quickest unit in the game, which is going to give him insane value with Vanessa too. Because if you combo first with Vanessa, you reduce mobility, bada bing, bada boom, right? That's what I want to say. Now, Finral should maybe be a cleave unit, but it's just going to be very good with Vanessa. So Finral probably is going to need a lot more investment than Vanessa Zora. So if you want to skip Vanessa Zora, that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, Zora, dark type DPS, but then Black Divider, end of August, should be a dark type DPS coming out 2 months after Noelle, so it makes sense. So to me, it's just a no-brainer to really like save more so for Finral, Black Divider, and then Charlotte Yami too should be pretty crazy. So I would say Vanessa Zora is one of those skip banners, in my opinion. But you know, you let me know what you think. I just really, I do think that skipping... Well, not skipping, but not going crazy on Vanessa Zora's banner is just better, all right? Just way, way, way better. Thing number 1. Thing number 2. All right, so investment for Zora. You need, in my opinion, let me just verify the skill page again. Let's check the details. So the 15% is on dupe 2. So you would need at least 1 dupe in the skill page for it to really proc some good value, all right? Now, Zora, I would say minimum, bare minimum, if you want to make okay use out of him as a free-to-play, you need this at dupe 1, and then you want him at A2. Or, I guess it's enhancement, so E2, right? You want him at 2 dupes. Because this is a baseline 80% damage increase that you need, and you do need his skill page. His skill page is a must. It's a must, which is why I feel like you should skip him, all right? I really don't feel like it's like something to chase, in my opinion. Is he good? Sure, but he's not amazing. He's only single target right now. With Vanessa 2, we're going more towards a necessary AoE meta, which Zora does not have, all right? So we're going to keep that in mind. His counter attack's good. Like, he's got a lot of good stuff. He's an S tier unit, but he is not insane, all right? He is not insane, but you got to consider it's very possible that when Finral is revealed, that maybe you're going to want Zora. So I say, if you're unsure, you wait until Finral's kit is revealed, which is going to be before Zora leaves, and then we're going to see, is Zora going to be necessary to fight against Valkyrie, Noelle, Gray, and Finral? If so, possible that going for these dupes, the 2 dupes and 1 dupe in the skill page minimum, it might be good. It might be good, right? But he is reliant on damage, which is why, like, having only even a 70% chance sometimes might not be enough to get, like, to even warrant it, right? You might need to go even for more dupes, and if you get lucky, that's great, but if you don't, then what do you do? Now, for Vanessa, I think you need 0 dupes in her. I'm not gonna lie. Because, yes, 30 battle turns is great, but a lot of the times, even if you get, like, a lot of the times, battles can go over 50 turns. The problem is people are gonna hyper-focus Vanessa. Okay? So she is going to have insane value at 0 dupes still. And it's a very nice build where it's like, okay, it doesn't force you to get these dupes, but if you get them and it does work, she literally is like in a tier of her own, like by 5 tier separations, right? Because 80% increased damage reduction, increased damage taken, SP -8, and 50% up to 80% defense reduction. Insane. Insane shit. So to me, I would say that you don't need to go for any dupes in her. You need 1 copy of the skill page and 1 copy of her and you're good. So I would say this banner, skip. You skip it completely, all right? What you're going to do is you're going to choose Vanessa from the gateway, and then you get Vanessa's skill page from here if you can. Now, if you cannot get the skill page from here because you do not have enough dupes, then summon, right? Maybe do 5 multis, test your luck, but if you don't get it, I don't think it's the end of the world. It's just going to suck that you don't have the mobility lower, okay? So I really hope that you guys are saving your dupes, because 8 dupes, in my opinion, is not that crazy if you're saving it for cases like this, okay? It really is not that crazy. You should be able, unless you really do not get any dupes, you should be able to get this. Now, let me know if you can't. If you actually can't because you just don't get lucky and you don't actually use your dupes, then unfortunate. But, you know, I mean, I've had to definitely, I mean, I do it on JP2, right? Sure, I get more dupes, but I've had to do it where dupes like Kyoto, Lixt, Fauna, Leopold, Fuego, right? These dupes, even like some seasonal units that I don't use, I save them because level 125 takes a lot on JP, not on global. It's not going to be the same on global, I think, but you're going to need the dupes for something. So maybe don't put it into units you're not going to use is my main thing. And if you're going to use it, it may be the best way to go about it, like from now on, is like, okay, maybe you do want to like kind of save the dupe, but either wait to get value like this for Vanessa, but if you're still not sure, like at least don't use the dupe until the unit becomes good again. For example, Lotus, right? Like sure, he was good, he was obviously good like the whole time, but he kind of gained traction again, and then it's like, okay, maybe the dupes are going to be good to put in now, right? But I would say for the most part, you do kind of want to just save onto dupes for cases like this to let you skip a banner. Because you're going to be able to skip this banner, and then you're going to get so many extra pulls from not summoning. Well, you're going to have access to more pulls in future banners, which is why I would say this banner is a skip. Because Vanessa's still going to be the best unit in the game at 0 dupes, okay? And then Zora just isn't necessary, and Black Divider is in a month. So to me, it's logical, but you guys let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.